own $1 million company, but I am not a millionaire. I can't wait to be a millionaire though. You should try your hardest and your best to think outside the box. Like, have a better chance of your business being more successful if you stand out and you're outside the box. So anything that you do relating to people and having people feel you and understand where you're coming from gets you far, especially with anything you do, with rapping, singing, YouTube videos, like this topic that I'm making. Anything that people can feel you with get you pretty far. So
don't even work that hard, I just make boss decisions. I'm a bad bitch every day of the week. If I hop up on the mic, they gon' play it on repeat. Cash 100 milli check, I get paid just to breathe. Kill it 24/7 cause I slay in my sleep.
What it do, gang? It's your girl Mochamarie, and I'm back with another video. This video is highly requested. I get inboxes all the time about this topic. How did you start your business? How do you run your business? What do I need to do? What do I need to set up? How can I start this? How can I do this? And here's a video with basically the whole rundown. So this video might be a little long because I got a lot of information for y'all, and I'm not holding back nothing. We're gonna talk about everything, and as much as I can give y'all, I can give y'all. Also, if you want to email me, inbox me, or anything so I can walk you through the steps of these things to do, then that's fine too. So I'm just trying to get this out there. I'm trying to help y'all. Y'all help me by giving me these views, this like. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and let's get it. So y'all jump right into it. So number one, we're gonna start a business, right? And in order to start this business, we need to know what type of business we start. So that's what we're gonna start at. Let me say this too also, that these things that I'm throwing out to you to do is not in steps. It's not like, oh, you gotta do this first, you gotta do this first, you do this last. No, it's not like that. But we're gonna talk about a few things that I know for a fact that needs to be done and how you start. So, and I'm gonna elaborate on the things as well, like give you details on the things as well. But in order to have a business, we need to know what type of business we having. So we're gonna start that with number one, that you need to come up with a business idea. Like, you need to have an idea for your business. Is you gonna have a restaurant? Is you gonna have a cosmetic business where you selling makeup? Is you gonna have a fragrance business where you make your own perfume? Is it what is you gonna do? What exactly, what type of business is we opening here? What is we dealing with? So that's the first step you need to figure out. So next thing we're gonna do is do research on the business, because if we started something new, say we started a perfume business, we need to figure out where we need to go to be able to make these fragrances, who we need to contact, where can we get the bottles from to put these fragrances in if you make it yourself. This is just examples that I'm throwing out there. We need to figure out what all we need to do in order for this business to be successful. As far as selling clothes, for you guys that don't know, like I always tell y'all in my videos, I own $1 million company, but I am not a millionaire. I can't wait to be a millionaire though. I'm aiming for it. But when I started my business, I bought vendor lists. A lot of people are not into buying vendor lists because some people claim that a lot of people don't actually sell their vendor. But these vendors are for everybody. They have multiple companies. They're not hard to find. Everybody have the same suppliers. It's not like it's 100 million of them or something like that. So it's not hard to, you know, find vendors and stuff like that. I personally don't have a problem with giving away vendors. I'm more of a sell them type of person. I will sell them to you, but I have a vendors list on my website as well. But I'm into more of selling vendors and you know, just basically doing my research on them. From my own personal experience, I did do my research on many, but I did buy vendors lists as well. So you have those options. Some people will have different vendors for different stuff, for skincare lines, for makeup, for clothing, for plus size clothing, for shoes. There are different vendors for everything. So you should be able to find what you're looking for. Going back into the business idea, my thing with the whole business idea is I really think that a lot of these new businesses, and if you're starting up, you should try your hardest and your best to think outside the box. Like, I feel like businesses that never been done before or the world have never seen have a better chance of being successful. Like how I did with Build a Baddie. If you guys seen a commercial, if you haven't seen a commercial, make sure you go through my videos and you watch the commercial. But to be able to give a brand out to the world that never been done before, that's dedicated on selling this exact product of Baddie boxes, then I think that's a dope idea. I think you definitely should go for something that nobody else is doing. If you go, I mean, you could do other stuff that other people is doing. I'm not knocking nobody that's doing stuff that other people is doing, because with my first company, that's how I became successful with doing stuff that other people are doing. With owning a boutique, is many boutiques in the world, thousands, millions of boutiques in the world. So I'm not knocking nobody for that. But what I'm saying is, I think you have a better chance of your business being more successful if you stand out and you're outside the box. So when you think of a business idea, don't just be like, oh yeah, I want to just be a boutique. Like, the goal is to be that one, that top notch or whatever. No, not trying to say we in competition with each other, but in business, competition is always there. But that goal is to be, you know, up there, to be that one. So you need to come up with a business idea that's really worth the business. Like, that's different, that people can want to shop to, that people can relate to, that people like. I learned in the game, with anything that you do, relating to people and having people feel you and understand where you're coming from gets you far, especially with anything you do, with rapping, singing, YouTube videos, like this topic that I'm making. Anything that people can feel you with get you pretty far. So if you come out with a business that people can relate to and they interested in, it's gonna make money. As long as you're doing it right, it's gonna make money. So I wrote a few things down for you guys so I stay on track, because y'all know I would get to talking and be all off topic. But anyway, so next you need to brand your business. So as far as branding, you need to come out with a name. Me personally, with names, I like to pick names that stick and that's outside the box and that's noticeable. Like how I did with Build a Baddie. A lot of people wanted to know ahead of time what Build a Baddie was, just because of the simple fact that I'm saying Build a Baddie. Like, it gives the thought of me basically saying like, hey, I'm building people. I'm building, like, people want to check that out, you know. If your name is like different or flashy or drives attention, then I think that you have a better chance, because people want to know what this is, you know. Like, people want to know. But some people do have classic names that's regular, that's okay, that's just a regular name, and it still catches as well. A lot of people still shop with them, like Amazon name is not like, you know, extra or anything like that. I think that you should pick a name that goes with the business, that's related to the business, and a name that's going to leave people curious to be like, hey, what actually is this? Like, especially if you're doing something fun and a business that's like actually, that you plan on for it to be actually big, or to open up stores or anything like that. I feel like you should do something that's really like outside the box with the name wise. Also, you should pick a logo. I'm pretty simple with my logos. Only reason why I'm pretty simple with my logos is because of the fact that all the brands that are really successful, like Gucci, Louis V, places like that, their logo are quite simple. I'm not knocking anyone or dishing anyone or anything like that, but I'm not into the whole face logo brand. I think it's tacky. And I don't think that your face should be the face of your brand. Like, I see it's different if you're like, for me, this is just my opinion. It's different if you're like a handyman and then you have like your handyman business and then it's a photo of you with a toolbox. Okay, that's fine. But as far as you like, you know, actually having a business that you're going to promote to the world and your logo is your personal face, like, I think that's a little too personal. We don't know any businesses that's really successful. If you do, please comment down below the name of the business so I can do my research on them and look them up. But I don't know too many businesses that's successful whose logo is actually their owner's face. Like, it gives tacky. I just don't like it. So I think you should actually, like, my first logo, I got it tatted on my arm right here. It's just a hanger. It's just simple. Like, you know, that my hanger represent clothes, boutique. Like, it's pretty simple. And this arm, y'all, this gonna be a special arm to me, because I'm gonna put all my accomplishments on here. Even though this is not even my first one, I'm behind, but I'm gonna put all my accomplishments on this arm or whatever. But I really think you should do something that's standoutish, or it's a photo or something. It's something that people would know what it was. Like, if you have a bread company, your logo might actually have bread, you know, like, or a slice of bread or something like that, or somebody slicing, putting peanut butter or butter on a slice of bread or something like that, like, you know, something relatable to it. So you should keep it in that topic. Okay, so let's get into registering your business. So this right here is a place in a topic that a lot of people get confused on, because I was confused when I first did it too as well, and I still be learning. So if you guys have any facts that y'all can drop in the comments, let me know. If I said something wrong or I didn't say something correct, please let me know so I can get it correct. But as far as registering your business and stuff like that, LLCs, let's get into LLCs. So the meaning of an LLC is basically to separate you and the business. To separate you and the business. The good part about this is if somebody sues you, guess what? They cannot sue you. They only can sue the business. So that's why I like having an LLC. I will always have an LLC. It separates you guys from the two. If there's something, say you do get sued or something happen and they need to come, you behind, you haven't paid no payments or nothing like that, they have to come get the car. They can come get the business car, but they can't touch that personal car that's yours. They only can touch what's in the business name. So that's why I think it's 100% safe to get an LLC. But once you get them LLCs, baby, here come these taxes. And you need to make sure you pay those for sure. If you read my last video, if you watched, sorry, I don't know why I'm saying read. Like, that don't even make sense. If you watched my last video, you see that I said, make sure you pay your taxes. And I'm gonna say it again in this video. Pay your taxes. So, you gotta make sure you're safe with your LLC. I personally would only have a business underneath an LLC. I wouldn't go into any other options. You have many other options. I'm not gonna get into them. This is only what I recommend. So yes, in order to get your LLC, it's different in every state. The price is different in every state. The file is called the Articles of Organization. I know that I use this file for many different things within business. It needed to be shown when I asked for loans, when I went to the bank to make my business bank account. I believe in the state of Wisconsin, if I'm not wrong, it was about $130, $125, something like that. I know it was 100 and around that range. 100. I know it wasn't 140. I think it was. I believe it was 125 or 130. It was something like that. Actually, I can look it up and see how much it is. But in different states, it is different for each state. So I cannot tell you how much it will be in your state because it's different for each state or whatever. So let me look it up. I believe in Wisconsin, it was $125, I believe. Hold on. We finna see. I got it a few years ago, so the price may have changed. It was $130. Okay, it was $130, $130 or whatever. And I got the email about it. They emailed it to me and it was printable. Like, I didn't have to get nothing through the mail or nothing like that. I paid $173. So let me tell you where you register at. So in order to register to get your LLC, it is with the Department of Revenue in your city and state, in your state. For I believe that mine for Wisconsin was in Madison just because it's the capital, but wherever state you in, you need to go to the Department of Revenue and apply for your LLC. I don't know if every place give it the option to be done online or anything, but I know in Wisconsin that you could do it online. And I have seen in business groups that I'm in with many other women say they were able to do theirs online. Some people say they had to go in, and so you need to search that up for your state. It's different for every state. I would touch it bases on it a little bit more, but I don't know it for each state, so I can't touch bases on that too much. So after you register and stuff, you need to get an LLC first. You need to get an EIN. A lot of people don't know that your EIN number is free. You get the EIN number through the IRS. So if you only can get this EIN number during their business hours. It's online. I actually recently just got one with Build a Baddie or whatever. I recommend getting this probably like a couple weeks before you actually launch the business or start the business. You go online or whatever and you register. They ask you questions like your name, address, social security number, stuff like that or whatever, and they ask you what type of business you got, the business name and stuff of that nature, you get the EIN number. So the EIN number is employee identification number. This number too is also important when going into business credit, and I'm gonna talk to y'all about that a little bit, because everybody think business credit is sweet. A lot of people that talk to me about business credit, they be like, oh well, all I have to do is get this EIN number and then get applying for stuff, and they don't touch my real credit or nothing like that. They lie. It's not that simple. How a lot of people try to make it seem like it's way more simple than what it is. They lying. It's not that simple. If it was that simple to build business credit and be able to have stuff in your business name, so many people would have business credit cards, all type of stuff. If it was easy, a lot of people would do it. I always tell myself that. If something was easy, a lot of people would have it. So you get this EIN number or whatever, and they give you the option to either mail it to you, or they'll give you the document right there. And I always save the document on my phone in my file so I can keep up with it, because this is definitely a paper that you're going to need in the future for sure. So that's free, like I told you guys. And then let's get into seller permit. So I believe that your seller's permit is only for you to be able to sell certain things in that certain state or whatever. I did have to use my seller permit when I went to other states to see vendors, because I have been to see vendors in LA and see vendors in Atlanta and stuff like that. And when I first walked through the door, they always asked me my name and greet me. But the next step in order to shop with them was, I need to see your seller's permit. And I believe my seller permit in the state of Wisconsin was $25. I haven't got one for Build a Baddie. I only had one for the first company, so I need to check into that. I think the only difference I will be able to do is change the name. I might be able to change the name to it or whatever, but I keep that in my phone as well. So just in case I might be in a different city or a different state or something like that, and I'm right past a place and I know they sell wholesale, I just keep it in my phone. So when I go up in there, I can be like, hey, here's my seller permit or whatever. So I know your seller's permit authorizes you to be able to sell in this state, in certain states or whatever. So you get that from the Department of Revenue. It is required for every single individual or corporation who wish to sell in that location that they will be selling in. So it is a requirement. I believe you should apply for this 3 weeks before you actually get into business too. I just think 3 weeks to a month is more accurate. Also, you need to get a business bank account. So as far as your business bank account, you need all these documents that I said before. You need to make sure you got all your papers and your documents right before you even go in here telling these people that you want a business bank account, because they're going to ask you, where's your articles of organization, aka LLC. They're going to ask for that. Where's your EIN? We need to see your EIN number. They're going to ask for that. I don't think they asked me for my seller permit when I got my business bank account. Since I basically switched everything over from my first company to Build a Baddie, I didn't have to start the whole process over. I believe the only thing, there was a few things that I had to get over, the EIN number and stuff like that, but there wasn't much that I had to start over and do. So I don't remember if they asked for my seller's permit, but I always keep that stuff handy dandy in my files in my phone, so there's no problem. So also another thing that you need to do before you start getting business loans and stuff like that, because everybody be like, how do you get investors, how do you get loans and stuff like that? You need to have a business plan. A business without a plan is like an idea with no final mission, basically. It's like saying you finna go shopping and you don't want to spend a certain amount of money, but knowing that if you go in the store, you're a shopaholic. It's like that. So it's basically like you need to have some type of idea of where this business is going. So usually the business plan, I had so much to tell you guys, so I wrote it all in my notes, so I make sure I don't forget. But the business plan usually have an exclusive summary, basically saying, okay, yeah, this is the business, this is what's going on, this is our plan, what we plan on doing, we may have these locations at this time, and yada yada yada. And then, but the good thing about this is, as you go and as you grow, this may change, and that's fine to change it whenever you want to. So then it's supposed to have a company description. In other words, basically, hey, this company does this, we specialize in this, blah blah blah, this is our main thing we sell, blah blah blah, we are online, blah blah blah, basically. Then you got market analysis. So basically you need to know your competitors, who you competing with, what they sales look like a year. You know, what do they really have going on? Is their business successful? What some of the business strengths are? What are some of the benefits of having a business like this? You need to have an understanding of all that. You need to know who is in charge of everything, and management, and who runs this, who does this or whatever. So with me being an owner, my business plan would say Brittany, owner, you know, it would say my name and then the owner, and then say I got Sarah Jones as my assistant, it would say Sarah Jones assistant. Like, everybody role in the business needs to be stated on the business plan. Then you need to know marketing and sales. What is your plan for marketing and sales? Is you going to market online? Is you going to do direct sales with marketing? Direct sales with marketing is basically, do I have an example on my desk? You guys get it all the time. I don't have an example on my desk. But you know the little cards that you get in the mail from companies that be like, it's the little cards. I usually have one around. But it's the little cards that you get in the mail or whatever. And it's basically like describing their business and stuff like that. And it don't have like, it may say, to the person who stays at 123 12th Street or something like that. It don't never have like really your name on there. So these people take these documents, they get the direct mail paper, and they take this to, where do they take? They take it to the post office, and then the post office send them off. But you can't do it like, I tried to do it before with like a flyer and a paper material thing. You have to have these exact documents, and you can find it on places like Vistaprint and stuff like that, places that'll print these out for you or whatever. Then you need to know your marketing and your sales and stuff like that. You can have this plan before you get actual sales, but you need to state that in there. Like, this is our business plan. We have not made any sales. Our sale plan, because this is a plan, our sale plan is to make blah, 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 blah within this time. Make 100,000 within 3 months, and 200,000 within 6 months, and $1 million within a year. You need to say that in your business plan. Funding request. If you have a funding request, basically, if you asking for loans and stuff like that, you need to know what you're requesting for. What type of funding. If you asking for an investor, you need to know what you invest in and how much you want them to put in. Say you want them to put in, this is just an example, say you want them to put in $50,000 for 20% of the company. That needs to be stated in here. How much they will be receiving and how much you will be receiving, how much ownership of the company they'll have. I noticed later in time that a lot of people do not own 100% of their companies. So you need to make sure you have all this. Also, dang, I'm just jumping around. Also, I meant to say this when I said register or whatever, but trademarks. I did not trademark my first company. I did not. I should have, but I didn't. But luckily, nobody took it from me or anything like that. So you should. I did with Build a Baddie just because I feel like this brand was over the top, and I spent a lot of money into this, and I didn't want nobody to come take it from me. So I feel like you should trademark your company. The location for that is the USPTO, the United States Pension and Trademark Office. Their website is www.uspto.com, and it takes 8 months to a year for your trademarks to be finalized. When you do pay to get trademarked, it will pop up in the system that you got trademarked, but it will not be finalized until that amount of time. You also can hire a trademark lawyer, and I believe if you hire a trademark lawyer, that it will go by faster as far as submitting and stuff like that. But I didn't hire a lawyer, so I'm not sure. I got a lawyer on standby just in case I need one, but I didn't hire one. So you need to make sure you trademark your brand. It's not a requirement. I did say online before, like, you should trademark your brand. I had somebody comment and I was upset. Like, everybody can afford. It's $350, honey. That's how I feel. The highest that it is $350. I feel like if you worked hard for your brand enough and you don't want nobody to take it, because people, I don't want to say people copy, but people copy. Yeah, people copy, and people will steal your brand and stuff like that, and your idea and stuff like that. So just to be protected, you need to make sure that you trademark your brand and your brand name and stuff. You cannot trademark an idea. You can trademark a invention. So you need to go on the website and see which one applies for you, because they have different options. Also, you need to have a business email. always keep everything with business separated away from personal. It makes things so much easier. You do not want to be using your business email and your personal email the same thing, and then emails coming in from customers saying this, or stuff about business saying this, and then you got your personal emails in there too, and it's just too much when you can have two separate. Also, if you have employees too, like I have like I have had in previous time, and I also have employees for Build a Baddie as well. But if you have employees, it's easier for them not to see your personal business, you know, because you may give them the login or their own login to access the business email and not the personal email. So make sure you keep stuff like that separate. Also, when I said the business bank account, you need to make sure you keep that separate as well from your bank account. Like, that's the business money. You need to make sure you keep that separate. It's so much better. I believe it's a website called Bookkeeper that keep you is it Bookkeeper? I'm gonna have to look and see. That's like an online accountant. Nope, it's not Bookkeeper, it's QuickBooks. I have my own personal accountant, but I think that you should hire an accountant. You really should have an accountant, like just to keep you together, especially if you know you bad at money management. You should hire an accountant. Also, address wise, virtual addresses, you can get a virtual address. I believe that some of them be like $10-15 a month, maybe 20. It depends, because I have seen them at different places. But you can get your mail sent to public places and stuff like that, and they will get the mail for you, collect the mail for you, and then you just come pick up. This is safe as far as not wanting people to know your personal address and stuff like that when you first start business too. So I believe that you should do that as well. Okay, let me get back into business credit. Let me tell y'all now how you get started within business credit. Okay, and then I'm gonna wrap this video up. I am gonna put a business checklist on my website so you guys can check that off, and it will be free at no charge. But anyway, so the business credit. In order to get your business credit, you have to sign up with a company called Duns and Bradstreet. Okay, Duns and Bradstreet. You will get a Duns number. Okay, when you get this Duns number, this number is basically like a business social security number. Okay, so this business social security number is the number that you will use when you signing up for stuff, and they may also ask for your EIN as well, but this is basically like the social security number for the business or whatever. So in order to check your business score, you can do it on Duns and Bradstreet. They will charge you. Or you can do it on a website called NAV, NAV.com. You can check your business credit scores on there. So once you sign up on Duns and Bradstreet, right? They give you your number. And then you can start applying for accounts. You can apply for, if you got good credit already, this is just a plus for you. If you already got good credit, I did not start off with good credit. People be telling me all the time, oh, I think you got good credit. Honey, I wish I had good credit. I'm trying to get that. I got somebody working on my credit now, but I wish I had good credit. But if you got good credit, this is definitely a plus for you, because when you apply to stuff, if you do apply to stuff using your personal credit and your business credit, you got a better chance of getting approved than you do with just using the business credit. They want you to establish some type of relationship. Once you get this number, you can open Net 30 accounts. Net 30 accounts is basically accounts that you use to pay that you pay later in time, that you pay 30 days from now. So I might order something. Uniline is a good website for this. I might go on Uniline and say I want to order some shipping boxes. I get my shipping boxes. They tell me, when I check out using Net 30, Net 60, Net 90, whatever option that they have. But these are the nets. And whatever day you say behind it, that's whatever day you pay or whatever. So, say I use Net 30 and they tell me like, okay, you have to pay $200 within 30 days. One thing about business credit that I learned, you never want to pay it on time. You always want to pay it ahead of time to make it seem like that you on top of your stuff, and they will report to the credit bureaus and your score will go up. The good thing about business credit is it's not nothing like how personal credit is. You're not trying to get to 750. You're not trying to get to 700, 800. You're not trying to do none of that. You only got to get to 100. So that's the good part about it. It does take a little time to get there because you have to build a relationship with these companies and actually pay stuff off how you're supposed to. But other than that, it's a good idea. So if you're trying to get your business credit up, get that Duns and Bradstreet number, and then start applying for stuff. Check into Net 30 accounts. Like I said, Quill is one of them. Uniline is one of them. Get accounts like that to try to build you up, because then you can get business credit cards. You can get business loans. It's a lot of options that comes to you. You can like me, I have with the rental car companies and stuff like that, I have accounts through them. I can get a rental right now and not have to pay for the rental until 90 days from now. It's a lot of benefits that come within business, so you need to make sure that you use those benefits and you use them the right way. I am going to take you guys along with me with the new business so y'all can see some of the benefits that I get off the new business. That's why I was kind of, you know, so y'all can see with the new business. That's kind of why I wanted to start over, so I could be able to bring y'all with me so y'all can see this stuff step by step. I ain't going to say I'm the only person, but I'm giving y'all a lot of tea. Like, I'm giving y'all a lot of tea. Like, I'm going to show y'all throughout these videos how to really do this thing, and we really gonna do it together. But that's all I had to talk about with this. Anything that you guys have that y'all want to talk about, let me know in the comments. If you want me to talk more about business credit, let me know. If you want me to show you the steps, let me know. If you want me to walk y'all exactly through the steps of how to make an LLC, how to get your EIN, make videos like that, stuff on financial institutes, seller's permit, Don's number, whatever y'all need me to do, let me know. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. It's your girl Mocha Marie, the girl who owns $1 million company but is not a millionaire. Period. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.